Whew, things are getting hot. And I don't mean just the weather in the UK right now that is absolutely scorching freaking hot that I'm sweating as I'm making this bloody video. No. I'm talking about scorching hot in terms of the tea that is happening right now in the 90-day world. Now, some of you may have seen the last few videos that I've made regarding Dias and Patrick. And then there was the video regarding Dias and Shekinah. Shekinah simply made a comment about how Dias should be deported because she's a violent person. And because of this comment, Dias decided to call it Shekinah as a racist. And to be fair, when I made the video yesterday, a lot of you people were saying, I don't see where the racism was here. And to be fair, I do agree. But now we're here because Shekinah decided to respond to the accusations of her being a racist, not only by Dias, but also by other cast members as well that she spent time with on the last resort. That being Dias, that being Paula. Not Yara wasn't it, but Yara is also involved. Amini's also involved, even though she wasn't on there. And also we've got Cara as well. Honestly, the whole thing is going absolutely nuts right now. But let's begin with everything that Shekinah's had to say. She starts off with this post here where it says, having undercover animosity towards me and still following me on social media is diabolical. So this was phase one. Then she goes on to say, let me pause that real quick. Well, let me mute that real quick. I've never been hated by a baddie. I hate the term baddie. Oh, God. It's always some neglected animal. So this is, of course, her referring to Dias. But then we move on to the next one. In this one, as she says, some people, including former cast members, bots and fake accounts, have started calling me anti-immigrant and racist. The accusation is completely unfair and far from who I am. I have a Hispanic daughter and an immigrant husband and many immigrant exes, friends and family. I would be one of the last people to stand against immigrants or any ethnicity. Every action has a reaction and consequences. You cannot be violent toward people in this country and expect no response. My words are not directed at Hispanic community, Brazilians, or any race or ethnicity. My comments are completely personal and relate only to specific individuals and situations. Now, again, if you have not seen the most recent videos, why is Dias being called violent? Because she was recently arrested for domestic battery, which is something that we're also going to talk about later on in this video. Okay, so let's dive in, because in this one here,
about me, you believe them lies about me because a part of you wanted it to be true.
But I'm only really going to play that much bit of that because it goes on and on and on, and we don't need to cover the whole thing. But that little small bit here, I just wanted to play that little bit there because I believe that was the main part that Shekinah is trying to point at here when it comes to her response to all these women. You believe them lies about me because a part of you wanted to be true. So therefore, she's obviously saying that you guys obviously want these racist accusations to be true when they're not. Again, this is not where we stop because, as you know, when it comes to Shekinah, once she gets going, she gets going. There's no stopping this woman. And to be fair, it's good for TV. It's very entertaining. As you can see in this one here, this one says, funny when people said you were the problem, but you're no longer in their life and they still have the same problems. You know what, though? That statement could not be so much more true in so many ways in our own lives. But let's continue. And this one here, she says, I will obviously take responsibility for when I am wrong, but I will never apologize for responding to disrespect. If you lit the match, do not stand in the flames pretending to be the victim. To be fair, she makes a very good point. But then this is where things get interesting because this is where Cara gets involved as well as Paula Mayfield. As I remember what I said to you before, guys, Paula and Cara and Shekinah and Dias are all on the upcoming season of The Last Resort, which airs next week. So be here for that reaction. As you can see here, she decides to obviously repost this story by Cara. The same story that Cara reposted by Paula. And as you can see, it says, it's always funny to me when people causing the most drama behind the scenes my apologies, try the hardest to look innocent online. Calling another woman violent while saying deport her ass is disgusting and says way more about you than anyone else. Some people throw shade, act jealous, gossip non-stop, and then suddenly become the victim the second people respond. What you'll see online is not always who someone really is in real life, okay? And some of us know the real Shekinah. Shekinah responds by saying, no, you poop starters don't know the real Shekinah, because In all those weeks we spent together, you never tried to get to know me. You just bonded over the mutual hatred for me. So go side with your unhinged friend who assaults people. That says a lot about you. Honestly, this stuff is definitely getting me excited for the last resort. But to be fair, she makes a fair point though. How can you sit there and say you know the real me if you never decided to actually get to know me the whole time we was filming? All you did was bond together about the fact that you all hated me. So how do you know the real me? And that is a very good point, to be fair. Then we also continue where she has another one that says, hating me is valid because I'm not afraid of confrontation. I'm a mean girl to mean girls. And I believe in hard truths over protective lies. I respect that. I respect that. Let's continue. And then I guess this one's all about a dog. I think, oh, there we go. There's another one right here. So I believe this is somebody messaging her in a positive way. Love that. They don't know the real you. I know the real you, and right when we started to become friends, you barely knew me and you were offering your apartment to me while you were in Turkey. I almost wanted to reach out to the blog that supports you and say that, and has always, how you never let me pay for things. You shower me with a clove, skincare, makeup, and always got me a job. So these BS's so these women, let's just say that one, yeah, saying how horrible you are completely false when you're actually a truly amazing person and an angel on earth. People don't want to get to know very attractive, gorgeous people because they are intimidated by beauty. As you can see, she puts down, I love my girlfriends. And then also this one here says, Cara should go back to her a-hole for money. Oh, damn. And Paul should go back to her fake wrestling career. The WWE will never sign her because she's so lame and pathetic. And as you can see, she puts down in the bottom, if the shoe fits. And this is when it gets a bit interesting, because then this is when we get the involvement of Yara as well as also Amina. So as you can see, she's obviously reposted another post here by Kicking Kibitz, where Yara comes out to say Shekinah is ready to deport everybody. So ridiculous. Thias, we support you. Interesting. Now, of course, the caption does say here that female 90-day fiance customers who support domestic violence. Then also here you see there's a comment in by Cara also supporting Thias. It's very small. Is one of the most genuine, kind-hearted people I've met being a part of this network. I'm so proud of her as a mum and as a person as a whole. Love you, honey. And then also you got a mini saying, you got this, Thias. Can't wait to see you in your thriving era. It's interesting though, because, well, apart from Cara, the women that are coming here to support Thias are also women who, I guess, are immigrants themselves. But hey, not that she really mean anything, but it's just weird. It's like, are you all panicking that if Thias get deported, that it's going to happen to you too or something like that? I don't know. But either way though, Thias wouldn't get deported anyway, because let's look at the situation with Lydia and Eric. You know, the ones that lost their child due to their own stupidity. Is Lydia being deported right now? Hell to the no. So to be fair, it's not like it's ever going to happen anyway. But also on top of that, she also puts down at the very bottom, Shekinah herself in particular, and says, the girl group I would never be in, supporting DV and bonding over mutual hatred. Who raised you? And that is a very, very good question and a very good point. You know what I mean? So there is that itself in particular. So that is everything there regarding all of the madness that went down, that has gone down with Shekinah and the girls right now when it comes to this whole situation. And it's nothing but a hot, hot mess. The question is, does it make you excited for the last resort? Give me your thoughts on that one. Now we're going to move on to Thias. Now there is also an update regarding her arrest. And somehow it has now been dropped, as reported to us by Sarcasm. Now it does say that the domestic battery charge against 90-day fiance star Thias has been dropped. Thias was arrested late last week, just 2 days after her husband Patrick Mendez filed for divorce and asked for full custody of the 3-year-old daughter. According to the court docket, the district attorney's office denied the charge over the weekend. The docket simply states DA denial, which now Schausch from this defense explains on the Las Vegas Defense Group website. In the Las Vegas, DA denial means that the prosecutor has reviewed the police report and evidence regarding your arrest or citation and decided to not file formal criminal charges against you at this time. It's important to note the prosecutors may elect to reopen the case later, but now says most denied charges stay denied. Neither Patrick or Thais have made a public statement about her arrest, but Thais did share a photo gallery on her Instagram on Sunday, and she thanked her supporters in the action, which obviously I showed you guys not long ago, okay? Some of Thais' co-stars also have been supportive as well, being the ones that obviously we spoke about, also including Courtney, Elise, and Aaliyah, apart from the ones I've already said already. I mean, listen, it's very interesting, so I do wonder how this has all actually happened. But like I said to you guys before, the fact that she's been arrested this time brings the question though, is this the first time that she has been violent to whomever she was violent to? Because it was never confirmed that she was violent to Patrick in particular. But if she was, the question is, has this happened before? And also, will it happen again? But even if it happens again, will it be reported? That is always the question. Again, it can be very open, but very unlikely. Either way, though, right now, Thais has definitely got herself in one hell of a sticky situation. But I guess all we can do now is wait until July the 20th when we're going to find out more, I guess, regarding... Oh, no. July 20th was when we was going to find out more about this case. No, I think July 20th is when we find out more about the divorce. Yeah, about what's going to happen next with that. So, but either way, though, when we have more information regarding the divorce and the sole cause of the child, we'll be here to let you lovely folks know. With that being said, though, thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to hype the video, like the video, subscribe, do all those lovely things you like to do. And have a great day. Thank you so much for your time.